Oh, I need a chopping board. Boom.
You're live
Boom.
on YouTube, Facebook is starting.
Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to go, but we're waiting for Facebook to come on. My assistant Tara over here, and my sidekick on the show, Dave, or as they say, Dave.
No.
All right. So we are live.
I have no idea.
Yes, we are live.
I'm trying to see.
Calm down.
It's a great day in Colorado.
Yep, you're
It's
live.
like 70-something degrees, and the wind is kicking up, so we opened the door even to get some nice breeze in here as Mike is boiling something behind him. So, any comments before we go? Hi, everyone.
Just everyone saying hi. All
So,
these peeps. Hang on, let me get
Just
on
so all of
Facebook.
y'all know,
Oof.
Dave and I have taken over.
We
Actually,
have stolen the show.
I thought about having Tara in the back and like tying her to a chair and putting a gag in her mouth.
thanks.
Because she's just been overdoing a lot lately. So Dave, of course, Dave and I were divas anyway, and
How is this-
hence the domestic diva.
How does this
Here.
work?
Huh?
How
Oh,
does this-
you have to just look at it in the little space that's available, sadly. So Dave and I are doing the show today. Is my head cut off?
I can, your head does not cut off.
Okay. Anyway, so we're doing the show today,
Hi,
and
Mike
as I was
and Dave.
recently going through the cookbook, working on the new cookbook, I
page is it?
saw on page 178 in Dining on a Dime, I saw this beef and bacon over pasta recipe, and I thought, I don't remember this recipe being in here. So I thought, I have to remember if I do a show to put that on there.
Oh,
So,
is this in the book?
yes, it's on page
Okay.
178 in Dining on a Dime. And I had a lot of people actually asking me to do my favorite chicken fried steak in there, but Tara and Jill thought it would be too complicated for me to do without some sort of Jedi training or something. But I talked to Tara before the show, and I think the next show that Dave and I do, I'll probably make that. But for today, it's the beef and bacon over pasta, which sounds really good. So I was about to say, let's get started. All right, so first I'm going to take the pasta, and I'm going to go ahead and boil it. I was thinking we'd be a little laid back today, so didn't do this ahead of time, so we could enjoy our time together. And, oh, I forgot. I just put water in here, but I usually put a little bit of oil in my pasta. So, and sprung for the pasta that Tara can eat, so she can eat this.
Aw, thanks. You're so nice.
You're welcome. Okay.
You love me.
Yes, I do. So while that's cooking, we start by frying the bacon in a skillet. So this recipe calls for 6 slices of bacon. Oh, did you put the recipe in, dear?
I'm getting there.
Okay, so Tara's going to paste the recipe in, but you can also find it if you have Dining on a Dime cookbook on page 178. So, Dave, come have a seat. So 6 slices of bacon. What?
Nothing, never mind.
I did not start the pan yet, so this is going to take a little bit to cook, which is great because we can have a good time together.
Everybody loves your apron.
Thank you. Oops.
See, you're secure in your manhood.
Yes, I am.
I should know.
Alrighty. And I might throw an extra piece of bacon in just because I roll like that.
Bandana Grandma, hello. Tasha,
All right.
hello.
So I'm going to wash my hands real quick because
Darlene wants to know, when can we order the new cookbook? So, we are waiting for the go from the printer. And as soon as we get the everything is okay from the printer, which today we got everything is not okay from the printer, so we have to fix some things. But as soon as we get a go-ahead from the printer, we are going to have a one-day sale. So if you guys want a signed cookbook, wait for the one-day sale next week. And we will send notices on Facebook,
A one-day
YouTube,
sale.
and our newsletter and everything. One-day sale if you want your book signed.
tilt down camera one. Actually, Dave, can you go tilt down here? So I'm going to be prepping right now the stuff while the bacon and the pasta are going. I'm going to go ahead and prep this stuff. Dave and I just this morning kind of told Tara we're taking over the show. So so hopefully that's okay for you, because if it's not, we're doing it anyway. So I did not do any of
Yeah,
this.
bacon smells good.
Yeah, it's not even very cooked very much yet. But yeah, it does. All right.
Granddad and Grandma. Okay, hold on. We have to take a moment.
Hi, Susie.
It is their 50th anniversary.
Happy
Day after
anniversary.
tomorrow. Happy anniversary to you.
Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary,
dear
make it Susie.
Making Susie.
Happy birthday to you. Happy anniversary to you.
Woo!
Sorry, I wasn't unaware we were going to be singing this, so.
There you go. Okay,
All right.
back down. Sorry, guys.
All right, so.
50 years deserves a moment, I would say. If you haven't killed him in 50 years, that's pretty good.
All right, so. This calls, so the recipe is on page 178, and this is one of those recipes you can modify some. I mean, you could probably modify it a lot, but, you know, Jill was telling me the other day she thinks it'd be great if everybody would try the recipe the way it's written once before modifying it, because some people change a whole lot of things and then say, that recipe didn't turn out. But we find out that, like, nothing that was in the recipe got actually used. So let's see, garlic, onion, and green pepper. Okay, so I'm gonna work on the onion and the green pepper right here. So anyway, what I was saying though is it's okay to, let's see, how much of an onion? Half. It's okay to modify the recipe some, and like I love garlic, so we put 2 cloves in instead of 1. And Tara does not like sage, is that what you said?
Yeah.
So this recipe calls for sage, but we're going to leave it out. Again, I probably should have tried it with it so that I would understand what it tastes like when it's as written.
I'm sorry. I don't even own sage.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, so the half onion is ready. Gonna get the bell pepper here.
Just don't cut yourself.
So anyway, it's been a pretty good day.
Decent.
Dave and I spent the day, well, I was working on show stuff and book stuff, but also, for those of you who know, he's homeschooling. I was distracted from doing my part of that, so while we were getting the book out. So who can complain about that, right? Getting the book out. So today he and I were sitting down and getting him on a track to kind of fast track a little bit of the time that we're behind. So.
Oh, Shayla Cooper joined us. So
Woohoo.
Shayla Cooper is not packing to move right now like she should be.
So for those of you who don't know, Shayla is our sister-in-law, Tara's brother's wife, and they've been trying to move again. You might have caught that they moved like 3 months ago, 4.
Yeah, 3.
But their house was sadly a disaster, so they decided eventually that it wasn't worth, getting everything the way they needed it. So they sold it. They're selling it again. So we were getting ready to go out there and help them. We were going to leave tomorrow, but there's been a delay in their closing. So, all right. What if I should make these smaller pieces? Oh, actually, dear, do you think I should make these smaller pieces?
You want?
I might show you this nifty little contraption we have. Or where is it? Oh, here it goes. This chopper is really cool. We haven't used it lately, but if you want to chop things small, you can set them underneath this, and it's got razor blade things in it, and you can do that a few times, and it makes them smaller. And if you do it a lot, you can make them tiny little pieces. Okay, Mike better check what's on the stove. I'm not gonna make any references to anybody we know. Sorry, dear. She didn't hear me
What
anyway.
are you saying about me?
She didn't hear me anyway, so that's good news. All right.
Here, guys, I'm putting the chopper up for you.
So if you want, you might tilt the camera up while I check this stuff. So I'm going to check the pasta, see how it's doing, and I'm going to check the bacon, which is smelling delish. We really need to get our... Oh, the pasta's already done enough. So, let's drain it off and set it aside here. And I'm going to throw just a tiny bit of oil in there and stir it so it doesn't all glop together.
Yeah, Christine saying turn it. Christina saying turn your bacon.
Yes, turning the bacon. All right. Actually, it smells great, but it's not browning yet. which is fine. All right. Man, guys, if I could tell you how great this smells.
It does smell really good.
Ah. You gotta love bacon.
So everybody wants to know, did David and Shayla sell their house?
So,
Ooh, oh no.
David and Shayla, so they sold their one, or they have a contract on their one house, though what they're selling, and also a contract on the one they're buying. And it was supposed to close tomorrow, but at the last minute, the buyer of their one house said something like he doesn't have the money available at the moment or something. And when I talked to Shayla today, she said that apparently the loan requires that they have a certain amount of money in the bank, so he has to wait till he gets paid on Tuesday, which sounds a little sketchy, but so unfortunately that will push back them selling, but also them buying the other one. Yes, Jack?
Can I smell bacon?
You smell bacon, although the bacon is spoken for. Maybe we'll have to cook up some more in a little while. That bacon is for the food we're making today.
So I think Tara should go tell the buyer a thing or two. I got a little phrase for them. Get it together, people!
Okay, let's see. While I'm waiting for that to happen, I'm going to I slice up all these things, and I'm just looking through the cookbook to see what's next. So I need to get 2 tablespoons of flour, and got the parsley here. All right, I think that's everything but the flour. Oops. I'm going to get a little bowl. Put that flour in there. Dave, why don't you
What
entertain us?
are you using flour for?
Oh, right, cornstarch,
Use cornstarch.
which is where?
Over
Finger
here.
guns.
On the other side, right side of the leaf. Yeah.
I almost forgot. I was trying to keep this.
This
Thank
is
you.
entertaining.
I was trying to keep this Tara friendly. Oh man, that's really smelling good now. And I think it's actually time to turn it again.
Smells really good.
Yes, Elaine, they did get the price they paid for, but they're still going to lose some.
They got the price they paid for, but I think they're going to lose the real estate fee. Well,
Yeah.
some of the real estate fees. The agent, since the agent just sold them the house, the agent is working with them a little on that. So do I use the same amount of cornstarch as I would if it was flour, dear?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is looking yummy.
Hey, Nancy.
And because I have to break this up into pieces, I'm going to cook it still kind of squishy, even though it's browning some. I'm going to cook it a little bit closer to the more well-done side so that it's easier to break when it cools off. And also, I'm going to put this on a paper towel so that when it dries, we don't have too much grease. So, what would we eat with this, dear, do you think?
Me?
It's kind of like almost a one-dish meal.
It's pretty much a one-dish meal, but you
Yeah.
could slice up some apples and oranges, or you could do some applesauce or some fruit cocktail.
Wait, what? You're not.
So when the bacon is done, so I need to cool the bacon grease before I put the garlic in it.
Yes, Shannon.
No, you don't need to. Just stir it.
So I'm gonna lightly saute all these veggies that I sliced up in the bacon grease as soon as the bacon is done. So,
Is that a question or a comment? That was a comment?
oh,
Were you asking me a
no,
question?
no, I was
Oh.
saying I'm gonna do that. So I'm just waiting on the bacon here. Actually,
Hello, Susie. I'm glad you get to watch the whole show today.
It's all mine. All the bacon is Jack's.
Oh, Nancy. I
Oh,
am
my
so sorry
hair.
you've been in the hospital.
And my hair.
All right.
Mom won't be on the show, guys, until Christmas.
Oof. It's a long time.
yeah.
You guys
It's
excited
7
for?
weeks.
Seriously?
Wow, Christmas is
No.
that close already? No, it's 12 weeks.
12
it was-
weeks.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Or
I got my
11 or
dates
something.
mixed up.
The bacon
what?
is all mine.
So how did
No,
things
it's
go
not.
today at school, Jack? Oh, I forgot.
Oh no.
Good-ish.
Good?
Yes,
Good-ish.
Christine, chicken is on sale at Kroger today, and I'm going to go get me probably 20 chickens and put them in my freezer.
So let's see, where do I put the beef in? Slowly stir in beef stock as you saw. Beef. Okay. So while we're still waiting for that, So Nancy says, "Hi Dave, nice to see everyone." And she says, "I've been in the hospital and could use prayers if anyone is so inclined." So, all you prayer warriors,
Yeah.
Nancy on YouTube could definitely use some prayer. So, why don't you tilt down, camera one? While I'm waiting, I almost forgot. We have this leftover roast, and it looks icky, but it's not really icky. What this is the gravy from the other day when we made this roast. And I'm going to slice up the roast, and then we're going to put that in this. And Tara said that adding the gravy instead of just the beef stock would actually add a little more flavor even. So,
Do you have any more?
any more what?
More bacon.
This might have to be mom's bacon. It's kind of special.
Man.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this up while I took the bacon off just now, and I'm going to wait for the oil to cool just a minute while I slice this up. And
Kelly, do not be scared to cook a whole chicken. We have a super easy chicken recipe on Living on a Dime and in Dining on a Dime. I will get you the link. It is yummy. Right, dear?
yes, it's wonderful. So should I use all the rest of this, do you think?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Okay, so tell them that we got 3 meals out of my roast. This is meal number 3 and 2 lunches for me.
Wow, so this roast has been, if you didn't hear that, guys, this roast was dinner the other day, and then Tara's made, we made it initially, and then she made us a dinner last night out of it, which was really delicious. And then you said 2 lunches?
Yes.
Cool. All right, so just check and see if there are any other big pieces there. So this is separate from the veggies. I guess I should have had another cutting board. All right, I think I'm about to read the directions one more time before I do something crazy and unexpected here. All right, you can probably tilt up, my love.
Oh, Karen says October
Dave.
2nd was her 36th year anniversary.
Wow.
Nice.
Happy anniversary. Who was it again?
It was Karen.
Nice. Happy anniversary, Karen.
Karen. Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, all right.
Last name, so.
Naren, probably. Okay, so now the bacon grease is still warm. I'm going to turn it on a little lower because I don't want to scorch these veggies. But at this point in the recipe, again, if you're just joining us, we're making the beef and bacon over pasta recipe on page 178 in our Dining on a Dime cookbook. So it looks really awesome, and I honestly don't remember eating it before. So
That's because you don't. I never fix it because the kids were like, oh, gross, you mixed your foods.
So Mike did a little interesting thing here. I chopped up the meat on the same cutting board that has all the vegetables staged.
Doesn't matter.
So I'm kind of piling everything together so I can try to throw it in the pan without putting the meat in the pan.
Well, they're all going to be mixed together at some point. aren't
Yes, they will be all mixed together, so it wouldn't hurt. But
I mean,
the recipe calls for us to cook these first. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in here. Ooh.
Pamela's camera one.
And Mike is splattering oil a little bit. Oh, actually, that's bacon grease. We don't want to waste that. Okay, so I have to lightly saute these. Can you see that, dear?
They're doing a great job.
Oh, yum. This smells so good. I can't even tell you.
Are we though?
I guess I did tell
Shell. Yeah, actually, you noticed that, Shell. Yes, it would be if you used the coupon.
It would be what?
So on my soap store, I have 25% off, and Dining on a Dime is in there. So I guess if you guys want it, go for it. Just use WeLift 25%. You get 25% off at homemadesoapmakingsupplies.com.
So that was an accident, but if you get right over there, you could benefit.
If you want it, I'll give it to you. Good job.
All right, so just sauteing these veggies lightly. Stirring flour until smooth. Slowly turn beef stock. Okay. Oh, and while that's happening, it won't take very long, but I'm going to go ahead and I forgot to open the black-eyed peas. Haven't eaten these in a long time, but they sounded really good.
Good to see you in the kitchen, Charlie says.
Thank you, Charlie. I was wondering, I probably don't want to use this black-eyed pea juice in there. It'll be too juicy, right?
Probably.
So I'm going to...
Shannon, I just buy whatever roast is the cheapest on sale.
Oh my goodness, the coupon code is We Lived.
Yeah.
You lived? Why is that?
Because I said we lived packing the micas.
Oh,
So to celebrate, we're having a sale.
My mom's
so that's
weird.
probably plenty of lightly sauté, right, darling? Here. Tilt the camera down
Yeah, that's
so
probably
everyone
good.
can see how luscious
Yeah.
it looks.
Kathy, there's 14 cookbooks in a box, and if you want a full case, let me know. We do a 50% discount if you buy a case.
So it's asking me to put this in until smooth, but it doesn't look like it needs to be thickened an awful lot. Whoa. Uh-oh. Oops. I just put it all in. As I said that. I don't think it needs a lot.
Here's the recipe again, guys.
Oh, yum.
Good job, Dad.
Man, this smells so delicious.
I'm proud
Okay, they
of
want
you.
to know what the difference is in the book now and the new 20th anniversary edition, dear.
So, both books are awesome, but the 20th anniversary edition has probably 30 more recipes, something like that. And, hang on a second, let me see, I need to do something else here real quick. Stir until smooth, slowly stir in beef stock. Okay, and the beef stock, should I stir in this as well?
Yeah, go for it.
So we're going to stir in our gravy that's left over from our roast the other day, and the beef stock. I'm just going to dump the gravy because it's kind of solid at the moment. And then I'm going to pour this in. So the difference is the 20th anniversary edition has about 30 more recipes. It has pictures, some family pictures, and some pictures of recipe cards and things, and a little story that Tara wrote about kind of the process of how we did the whole book and some of the ups and downs of everything kind of we went through over the years, although not all the downs are in there. But it was hard to figure out how much of it we should include. Yes?
Secret Wonders wants to know, what does your my apron say?
Oh, it says Domestic Diva. And it's pink, because I'm not afraid to wear pink.
That's because you're secure in your manhood.
Yes, I am. All right, so, wow, this is looking pretty nice already.
Rosalie wants to know, if she buys a whole case, can she get them all signed?
Yes, I'll sign them for you.
So you're stirring beef
Probably
stock.
the
It's,
whole
okay,
family, but
now
If you
I
buy a
guess I'll
whole
put-
case, I'll sign them.
So I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of the beef stock. I wasn't sure because
it's
I
just
didn't want to make it too
you killed
thin.
it.
What?
You killed it.
What do you mean I killed it?
It was boiling. And that's not...
It's all right. It can boil again. Man, this smells so amazing. You know what's funny? For those of you who were here that day, I made the lemon chicken. I don't know. For some reason, it's like a surprise. I know it's going to turn out okay, but when it does, I think, oh, wow.
You doubted my recipes?
So, no, I didn't doubt your recipes. I just doubted that I could actually make them right.
So they want to know the price of the new book.
Is it $24.95?
It's $42.
We're waiting for a definite on the printer, but at the moment we're planning $24.95.
Or more.
1 teaspoon parsley chopped. I think we're going to just wing that.
Wait, is that without shipping?
Yes.
Whoops.
And you will save your money on the first trip to the grocery store.
Actually, you will. If you don't have it already, ask the other people in the comments. We get all the time comments about how much people save. Because a lot of times, a lot of the tips, actually it's funny because in prepping the new version, which is, much of it is the old version still. It's the old version with new stuff. But I was surprised at how many tips there are that I forgot about that just talk about. So this is, sorry, they said 1 teaspoon of parsley, so I just estimated, and salt and pepper to taste. So I tend to be fairly liberal with my spices.
Hello! Some of us want to eat that without sneezing.
Oops. I'll stir it in and then it won't be
That's
airborne.
easy.
So what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was surprised because there were some tips I'd forgotten about, just about little things to save at this grocery store where it's something that a lot of people just never thought about. I'm trying to think of one of the examples. Somebody told us the other day about one and I forgot what it was. Do you remember?
Oh, I didn't hear the question. What was it?
Oh, there's just some tips that I discovered that I'd forgotten were in there about,
In the book?
yeah, ways to save that
Well,
most of us haven't thought
my
about.
favorite tip is how to get 2 pounds of chocolate home in a hot car.
Yeah.
You eat it on the way.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to tear up the bacon while we
Let's
wait for
see.
that.
The
Can I have
new
one small
20th anniversary edition we're hoping it will be done in time for Thanksgiving. We hope.
The printer has told us it would take 6 weeks, And if it takes 6 weeks, it would be done by like the 15th. But sometimes there are delays, and we want to always keep that in mind. So we sent them early enough that even if there's a delay, should still have no problem getting it to you if you want to give them as Christmas gifts.
And next week we're starting the pre-orders if we get the go-ahead from the printer.
So now I'm breaking up I don't know if they can see this actually. I'm just breaking up the bacon and I'm going to throw it in there.
B wants to know when can they order the new cookbook.
Hopefully next week.
Hopefully next week you can
This
pre-order it.
isn't- Oh, actually, does this actually say to tear up the bacon? Add beef,
No.
black eyed peas, and bacon. Oh, it doesn't say to tear it up. Well, I assume that's what I'm supposed to be doing, so
It's
that's what I'm
mandatory to
doing.
give David peace.
And then before I wash my fingers, I'm going to lick them real quick.
Ooh, Rebecca says you will save so much money and time. I love making seasoning mixes instead of running to the store. Ooh.
Oh, hey dear, the homemade seasonings link is in the description.
Here's our homemade seasoning if you guys want them.
I thought it might come up today, so.
Very good.
Pamela,
Man, this
says,
is so delicious.
Pamela says you're too cute.
Oh, thank you.
He's mine.
All right. I don't know. I'm not sure she meant cute that way. Like, how many women would want a guy that wears that pink domestic diva?
You should have worn your deer one.
Oh, yeah, I should have. Okay, add salt and pepper charts. Okay, now, I'm at the point where this is looking like it's kind of thickened up some. I seasoned it. Oh, again, if you're just joining us, this is the beef and bacon over pasta recipe in our Dining on a Dime cookbook. And in this version of the Dining on a Dime cookbook, it's on page 178. So I added the sage, salt, and pepper because it was thickening up. And at this point, I need to add the beef, the black eyed peas, and the bacon. So the beef isn't heated, so it might need to be a little warmer, a little longer before.
One more piece.
So I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to stir that in so it can get heating since it's not cooked. And then I'm going to put the black eyed peas in. You know, actually, one thing about Dining on a Dime, or any cookbook, but Dining on a Dime, of course, is my favorite. But Ellie was noticing as she's been doing things that she actually really likes the cooking. Because if you don't cook a lot, it's easy to think, wow, that's too hard, or it's going to take too long, or something. And when you actually do it, you realize, wow, it's not really so bad.
You just throw a bunch of stuff in a pan and it cooks.
The truth is, the recipe that I'm doing today could probably be done in half as much time. But
We're extending it because show.
the idea was Tara's been having a stressful life. Just kidding. A couple of
Amen.
weeks or months. And so the idea today was we were just going to kind of relax and make it a mellow show. So I'm not even really trying that hard to get it going fast. But it's fun. Wow, this really looks kind of interesting. Cool. This looks like some kind of, what do you call it when you just throw a bunch of stuff in? Like bubble and squeak or something? Mm-hmm. Except it's not leftover. Well, yeah, it is. The beef is. All right, so I turned it down because I didn't want to burn the sauce while I was breaking up the bacon, but now it needs to warm up a little. So I'm going to have it warm just a little more. Meanwhile, I'm going to look back here at the cookbook. Simmer. Oh, well, there you go. I'm prepping it to simmer.
Eileen wants to see me and Ellie cooking
Actually,
instead of you and Mom.
we wanted to have Illy make her Scottish scones, but getting a time when she's here during the show, we might have to do it
Very
on
hard.
we might have to do it on a not like on a recorded video. But she's actually one Easter we were doing, or before Easter we were doing a Easter egg dyeing video, and Tara was out of town, and Ellie and I did it. And it's a short one, and it's gotta just put this in, put this in, put this in. But Ellie did a great job on that one. That's still back in our old, all of our, special archives. I was noticing today when I was putting the newsletter together, we have some awesome videos that you guys some of you have seen in the archives, but because of the way YouTube is arranged, it's hard to see them sometimes. So we might have to figure out a way
So
to...
Nancy says, I can't believe how much money and time I've saved making the mixes out of your book instead of buying them.
Dave, go get your camera.
Oh, I forgot I'm taking a professional picture.
We'll need a professional picture. When
Wanda wants to know what to store seasoning mixes in. Wanda, I store them in old seasoning mix jars. So as I use them, I save them for my homemade.
Would you give me a fresh plate, please, my love?
Everybody thinks it's funny that you sound shocked that it's...
It's working!
Nancy, best apples for apple crisp is anything you have on hand.
So, yeah. So I discovered this beef and... Okay, so if you're just joining us, by the way, we're making beef and bacon over pasta in Dining on a Dime on page 178. I discovered it when I was going through. There were a few other recipes that I don't remember ever seeing. Is it like pasta and broccoli or pasta broccoli toss? I thought those would be kind of good too. And then there was potato soup that we used to eat a lot before kids.
So Bandana wants...
Take a couple in there, but then let's put it on a plate and decorate it.
Bandana wants to hear your Swedish chef imitation.
Oh, yeah. Was it? I can't use... I don't want to glop up the glop spoon, but it's like... Woo! Sorry. Actually, we should find the one with the popcorn. There's a Swedish chef video that we saw on YouTube about 6 or 7 years ago where he's doing popcorn, and it's pretty hilarious.
Hang on. Actually,
You can sub any beans that you would like. And
Yeah.
yes, the beans are drained.
So I was wondering, black-eyed peas, I guess they do have a taste. I was trying to remember what their taste is when there's nothing else with them. I'm going to wipe off the counter real quick because if you saw the post or the thumbnail on the video, we didn't know what it was going to look like. So we just kind of temporarily fudged a picture. So Dave's going to take one as soon as it's done. After I show it to you, of course.
Here's the apple crisp recipes, everyone.
there we go.
So,
Any bacon left?
nope. No, I put all the bacon in here, but you can eat this loveliness.
Unless you want to extract it from the mix.
So, Mike almost forgot. Looking away, it started to stick to the bottom, so don't want to let that happen. Hey, Dave,
What?
can you go get Parmesan cheese, please?
Where's it at?
I didn't see that on the...
Mom, where's the Parmesan?
Simmer and serve over warm pasta with Parmesan cheese.
Be careful, light.
Man, that really smells
I'll have to
awesome.
get the little packets from...
Okay, the simmering has picked up the pace, so I'm
Oh, that worked.
turning the heat down even more.
Sorry, I have to shake it up like a
So Dave, if I set it right here, can you get a nice picture?
Parmesan.
Is there enough space on the counter for that?
Yeah. I just need to bring the. Oh yeah.
So I think this is done enough.
Do you put the Parmesan on the top?
Okay, so everybody, my brother needs help.
Yum.
We have to help Uncle Dave. Can you take a moment? We asked for compensation for canceling the closing date, causing us to reschedule everything we had scheduled for closing dates. Utilities, moving company, they refused to give us anything. What would be a good compensation to ask for?
You know, ultimately, I'd rather see it closed than not, so I don't know. I
What
mean,
does everybody else think?
how much is it putting them out
It's
financially?
putting them out a lot.
How much are they actually losing in cash?
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm going to put, why don't you bring this over here? Or, dear?
Camera
Mike,
lady.
oops.
Camera woman.
I would say they should pay at least $1,000.
Uh-oh, the gluten-free pasta. Well, if they will, but if they won't, are they willing to cancel the deal?
Yeah, they are ready to cancel the deal now.
Okay.
They're getting sick of dealing with these people.
I just thought that the house you're buying won't close then either and they'll lose it.
Yeah.
Okay, so tilt the camera down, please.
Mom.
Oh, that's me.
So I guess I'm putting an awful lot on here. This actually says serve 6, and this is probably a little more than one serving that I just put on here. So I'm going to scoop a couple more pieces on in good fashion.
Do you want a centered shot or?
Give me a variety. Just shoot a bunch and we'll see what works out. Okay, so wonder what I could, is there something I could decorate this with, or is it pretty enough like this?
Well, it's pretty good to
You
me.
Wow.
put the Parmesan on top.
This looks really delish. Okay.
Put some Parmesan on top. And do you have any of those clove things? Not cloves. The little what do you call them?
Sprinkle, right?
What do you call those little leaves?
Here, Dave. Like sage or bay leaves? Not bay leaves.
The leaves
Here,
that you
take
put.
pictures right there, Dave. That looks good.
Parsley.
Look at that, guys. Okay, I'm going to
Really
show you
sure.
up close here in just a second. Dave's going to take
Just
a couple
second.
pictures.
Hang on. Let me-
And Mike is trying a little bit out of the pan. Actually, I should wait to try it until we have the camera
Here, you
Take a
want
couple from straight overhead too.
not straight overhead, but
Well, just different angles.
yay! Dave's taking pictures.
Something
Here, oh,
Actually, one that's
don't worry, I won't. I'm getting one that's lower.
a little more overhead will cover the space I need. All right.
Oh, I already took
Any
one.
comments or questions while we're finishing
Yeah,
up the pictures?
everybody is having a problem with the We Lived
Hang
25% coupon code. I accidentally put a space in there between the D and the 2, so
Sick.
please just use We Lived 25% without a space. That was my fault. Sorry, guys.
Taking some.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Maybe
It's
Mom
like
should come
feel
over and
like
taste
this.
it first.
So it could be like this, so then
Okay,
you
can
get
you-
your face in.
Tilt up the
Okay.
camera, Mel. Oh wait, you good? You feel good
Yeah,
about it?
I was taking a feel like that.
Oh, beautiful. That's awesome. All right, Mike's gonna try this now without the pasta, but I mean I don't mind the pasta, but I just want to see what this tastes like.
No, I can do this.
Man, yum! Just tastes like restaurant food.
Who has the best cookbook in the whole wide world?
I guess we do.
Who has the best cookbook in
Well, I was
the
gonna
whole
say
wide world?
you do, but I also have lots of them myself. We're about to get a whole bunch more.
Here we go.
Not only do we have the new edition coming in a month and a half, but we have a few more other ones coming too.
That's good.
Really good. You can't go wrong with
That's really good.
you can't go wrong with bacon, beef, and garlic.
Okay. I haven't made this recipe for 20 years. I should have been making this recipe. But my kids don't like their food mixed.
Nope.
So I never make
I am married
stuff.
to her, so eating off the plate.
This is good. I'm hungry.
Yum, this is really good.
Mm-hmm.
So
There we
that
go.
was the beef and bacon over pasta on page 178 in
That is
our Dining on a
delicious.
Dime cookbook. Yum.
Should I do photography stuff?
And if you
You're
don't,
a good cook.
it really is good. Well,
Don't mind me.
I have never cooked this before. I did ask
Wanna
Tara
taste it?
one question about something, but it wasn't really urgent that I asked her. And I was able to make this just from the cookbook. So it's funny when you have directions and you follow them. Except I didn't put the sage in. No, I'm not talking about you.
No, we
I
keep
wasn't
saying.
talking about you.
No, we keep saying nobody follows the directions.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and your mom,
Mm.
your mom told me that nobody following the directions is why people's stuff doesn't turn out.
Do you just burn yourself?
No instructions.
Because unfortunately, if you have certain restrictions or you just prefer not to eat certain things, some recipes, tell me if I'm wrong, dear. Some recipes, coconut milk might substitute but not taste the same.
Yep.
Because coconut milk has actually kind of got a coconutty flavor to it, right?
Yep.
Kind of.
It's kind of like, I love stevia to sweeten things with, but it has a plant flavor that if I put it in my coffee, it just makes it taste kind of funny. But if I put it in tea, it's fine. Although I know there's stevia you can get that doesn't have that, but
I restrain my mouth from any beans.
yay. How much pasta did you cook?
Beans do bad things to me.
I cooked 8 ounces of pasta because I just used a whole box of this. So this is gluten-free pasta and Tara's gluten-free. And I wanted to make sure she was able to actually eat this recipe. So I made it totally gluten-free. I should put that on the description. So I used 8 ounces of pasta,
has
which
more
says
protein.
4 servings. So I probably could have made more pasta. There is a lot more. I didn't mix it all together. I just put it on top to serve it. But you can see there's a whole lot more of this. Can you see that on camera, dear? You can see there's a whole lot more of this that I didn't put on there. So this is easily food for 6. But if we had, I probably would cook a little more pasta if I had a lot of people to feed. But since she's gluten-free and we were making it with the gluten-free, this is plenty of pasta for the probably 4 of us that'll be eating. Well, actually,
Yeah, but our
probably
kids
4
don't
of us that'll
like.
be eating it.
Us kids don't like mixed
But
food.
it is really delicious. Actually, the bacon and I'm trying to think of all the flavors.
Sorry, I'm taking pictures and not doing the show. Should get back to work. We live 25%.
It's funny how the flavors mix really, really well. That is really good. You know what's funny? Mike is Mr. I'm going to cook something up really quick. So I usually just throw in some chicken in the pan, some garlic and onion, and maybe some fajita seasoning and grill it up. Throw it on some rice. something really basic, maybe some cilantro or some other things like that, and I called it good. But I don't usually make fancy recipes, but a lot of these are fancy recipes, and I think previously, if you've been on the show long enough, last year when Tara was out of the country, out of town, driving around on a road trip with Ellie, Dave and I were on the show a lot. And one time I made our what was it? The lemon chicken. And I thought it was going to be like a Chinese lemon chicken, but it's actually kind of a savory lemon chicken. And it was really, really good too, but I had no idea.
And someone super chatted and forced me to eat it.
So
I remember that.
And the funny thing for me is, if you've been around long enough, you've probably heard stories about how Tara had a reputation in the past of not being able to cook. But since we've been married, I haven't really had that experience. The only time I do, and again, those of you who have been around will probably relate for sure, is if Tara forgets she's cooking.
The fire
her cooking is great as long as she doesn't say, "Oh, I forgot to go turn on the sprinklers in the yard," and then forget that she's cooking. And that's part of the chronic fatigue syndrome, is forgetting. But any of us could forget, you know. But other than that, her stuff is amazing. Oh, wow, those pictures look great, Dave.
Tell everybody I got the coupon code fixed because I messed up.
So the coupon code is a space?
Just tell them I just put one in.
So you have both of them, so either way it'll work.
No, I don't. But tell them I just put it in and it's correct. It's we lived ! 25%.
No spaces. Okay, Tara said she fixed, I don't know if you heard that, but she said she fixed the coupon code. This is on the soap thing, right? At, what is it, homemade soap making supplies?
Oh wait, you have all caps on there.
Did you share the link for that?
Yeah.
She said that she fixed the coupon code. It's we lived ! Is that what you said?
Yeah.
We lived ! With no spaces. And she said she fixed it so it should be working
I put it in
now.
there. Yeah, it didn't matter.
Oh, and she's pasting it in. Probably didn't put it in the show notes, right?
I did.
You did put it in the show notes? So she also added it to the show notes. So if you go to livingonadime.com, click show notes in the menu, it will, you can get that coupon code. We'll leave it there the whole time it's on sale.
And then they want to know how to join the Facebook group for the soap making. Here it is.
The Facebook soap making group? So Tara is now sharing a link for the Facebook soap making group, although it'll probably have just been shared because I'm slightly delayed. Because that's just the way I roll. And the grocery group. The other day we mentioned the grocery group too.
Yep.
Is that too many groups at once?
No, we can have.
Is the soap one closed or open?
They have to ask to join, but
so both groups are closed groups, but they're not. You won't be rejected unless you live in a country where the majority of our contacts are spammers. So in most of the countries where people watch, if you ask to be added, and as long as we haven't had a problem with you before, we generally add people pretty quick. But 24 hours?
Yeah, tell them they could add mushrooms if they want to it.
Oh,
mushrooms.
On this recipe? So Tara says on this recipe you can add mushrooms if you like. And mushrooms don't really change the flavor particularly. They just add a nice texture. So it's funny because I had thought about adding that. That's one thing for me. I easily throw in peppers and onions and mushrooms into virtually, well, I don't want to say virtually, everything that's not sweet. Because I don't know. Those are just some of my favorite things to cook
So we have
with.
the question when the new 20th anniversary edition is coming out.
Cheeky Saver, Mike has me craving meat. Are you a vegetarian, Cheeky Saver? I can't remember. What was it about the new cookbook?
When is the 20th anniversary coming out?
That's so good. The 20th anniversary of the book edition. The 20th anniversary edition of the book. Probably the second or probably the third week of November is what we're thinking.
Oof.
The printer told us that we should be able to get it by November 15th, but we always want to include the possibility of a delay. So
I would say December 1st is probably when we will ship. Orders start next week.
yeah, so December 1st is kind of our target for shipping, and if it happens to be a little earlier, that would be a bonus. So next week we're going to start pre-orders. Are we just having a one-day pre-order sale? Or are we going to keep...
We're having a pre-order sale, but a one day if they want it, their book signed.
Okay, so there's a pre-order sale next week, as soon as Mike can get it done. And, because Mike is a jack of all trades, or Mike of all trades, I don't know. Sorry, that was dumb, dad jokes.
No, Jack is a chicken.
But then after that, will it stay available for pre-order, just not with the special deal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there you go. And if you want to spend a little less, you can still get the current edition of Dining on a Dime, which is perfectly awesome too. It just, some people might want to get the super special one for themselves and their kids, and the normally almost as much super special one for other people.
Okay, tell them to use the coupon code for the soap. For the soap and soap supply sale that I put up now because the other ones were broken. That was my fault.
I'm not following.
Tell them to use the coupon now for the sale on the soaps and the soap supplies.
So they were the coupon code wasn't working until just now.
Well, like a couple minutes ago, yeah.
So Tara said if you're trying to use the coupon code for the soap and the soap supplies, go ahead and try to use it now. I think that something wasn't quite done in the process and it wasn't working yet, but she says it is now. And the coupon code is...
Just look in the comments.
Oh, okay. Tara says look in the comments. And it's also on the show notes if they
Yes.
can't find it in the comments.
Joanne says, are we going to announce when the sale is?
We'll announce it when it goes, but will we announce it just a little ahead?
So we're gonna give them a 24-hour notice
Okay.
to get ready.
Crazy time.
So we'll give you 24 hours to stand by at the mouse.
And then we're gonna open it up for 24 hours. If they want to sign book, they're gonna be able to order.
So
I'm gonna
for
have
the
good
first 24 hours after it starts, we'll sign books.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's pre-orders.
She takes a deep breath when she says "yep." So but
Pre-orders.
that sale is for pre-orders. So those books will not actually be mailed until around
December
the 1st of
1st.
December. So if you need the book right now, you would want to get the current edition, which again is the one everybody already loves. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Will we send an email about the pre-order?
yes, we will send an email about the pre-order.
I'm putting the link in for them to sign up.
Actually, we probably do. They're all the whole shooting match, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do everything.
We'll
so
do
if
everything,
they want to
so-
join our free newsletter to get an email notice, here it is.
Yep, Tara is sending the free newsletter thing,
So tell them they can sign up.
so you can sign up for the newsletter and then you'll get an email notice. And we'll probably also mention it on our Instagram, and it's definitely obviously going to be mentioned on YouTube and Facebook a lot. So, because I know there's a whole lot of excitement around that, and we're really glad because it's been an awful lot of work. And then probably in the spring sometime, we're hoping to have a sequel book out, which will be totally awesome.
What page was this on?
So, the recipe that we made today is beef and bacon over pasta on page 178 in Dining on a Dime.
Wait, you have beef jerky in there?
Yeah, there's beef jerky in
Why
here
didn't you
too.
guys tell me about this?
We've never made it, but
Okay, so tell them we forgot to do the comment on last Monday, or we forgot to do the giveaway on Monday.
so what is the giveaway?
Dining on a Dime cookbook.
Oh, so Tara said she forgot to do the giveaway for Dining on a Dime cookbook last Monday. So what is it we do for that giveaway?
So I am right now, tell them to give me 1 second for it to generate the winner.
Man,
Okay.
Kathy wants to know is there a limit?
I can cook.
Kathy wants to know is there a limit to how many?
Sorry. I can only do her when I'm not put on the spot.
Kathy wants to know if there's a limit to how many you can pre-order.
No.
There's no pre-order limit.
No pre-order limit.
And we're doing the pre-order so we can get a count of how many we need to order from the printer.
Right. To just make sure that we have the right amount coming. So,
Okay.
Yay.
Plus 1,000.
So- The random winner is Karen Morrison Burgess.
Karen Morrison Burgess, the random winner of the Dining on a Dime cookbook. So what do they have to do?
Well, they had to comment if they watched the whole show.
Ah, okay. So Karen Morrison Burgess.
So Karen,
If you would,
email me your address. editor@livingonadime.com. Email me.
so Tara says, Karen, if you email her at editor@livingonadime.com, then we'll get your address so we can send that book out to you. Yay.
Yep.
So what's everybody saying today? Anything that we didn't?
Oh, Lizzie says it's my first time making a comment live, but I'm just turning in now.
Lizzie! Yes, Mike in a pink apron. Lizzie, we're glad you finally commented. Well, I mean, sorry, you said this is your first time commenting live. And thank you. Yes, my pink apron says Domestic Diva on it. Oh, Tara just took the food. So it was delicious.
Just gonna start.
If you miss if you're just joining us and you've missed it, you should go back and watch it. I mean, I kind of was in mellow mode doing it, so I didn't do it as fast as it could be done. But man, it turned out really amazing. So we're gonna save ourselves a bundle of money not going out to eat because that was really good.
That's because who is the best cookbook author in the whole wide world?
Your
You
mom.
Yes, I almost made a joke about it, but never mind. All right. Oh, Lizzie's in Australia. Well, good morning, Lizzie. Let's see. So. Yes, Eileen, smelling the beef and bacon. It is really good. I should put some more on a plate to show it again.
Why am I shaking?
But Tara took it because it was really delish. Yes, Eileen, Buster's walking around over here. Now that he's not hearing very well, it's more difficult to keep him out of places.
Can't really
where-
lift him.
Yeah. Oh, somebody wants to see Buster?
I think Eileen wanted to see him before, but
Oh.
I don't know. It kind of hurts him.
I look good in pink. Thank you. I'm not afraid to share my inner pink.
Do you want to say?
Okay, don't let it go to your head.
No, sit next to-
I'm looking to see what other questions or whatever we might have. Oh, do we want to talk about what we did when we went up to the mountains on Sunday?
Yeah.
Do we want to spill his news?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, our son BJ has a very special lady friend that we got to meet. Actually, we got to meet her middle of last week sometime.
Right.
And she is also, the two of them are working temporarily on a farm together. And she seems really, really sweet. So the other day, Tara just at the last moment got the idea to want to go up and take as many of the kids as possible up and do a family picture in front of the colors changing in the Rocky Mountain National Park. So we went up, and it turned out that they were going to go hiking somewhere. And instead, they came there and they were going to hike around on some stuff nearby, but they ended up spending quite a bit of the time with us, and it was pretty awesome. So
It was very cool.
it was very cool. So we had a really good time, and it was nice because it was a sort of a last minute thing, and we've got the system down. Rocky Mountain National Park in Estes Park, near Estes Park, Colorado, is about 40 minutes from us, and it's one of the blessings of living where we live is that even though we're not in the mountains here, we can be up in the national park in less than an hour. And so we had a great time. We went up there. And also because we've done it a lot, we already kind of know the drill. So we were able to grab the wood for the fire. And there's a burn ban if you don't burn it in a fire ring. But the area where we like to go has fire rings.
Oh,
so
dude,
they let us burn it there.
BJ's friend, she was able to, she had this flint and steel on her, like, little survival thing, and she lit the fire with it.
She
It was
knew
so
how
cool.
She knew how to impress Dave and Dad. Like, she came in with we thought we were the outdoor adventure people because, what was it? 10 days ago, we climbed a 13,000 foot peak in the national park. And we do a lot of hiking and things like that. But man, yeah, when she came when we all got together and we were there, yeah, she was really excited because she had a flint and steel with her and she wanted to start the fire with it. And I thought, flint and steel, that could take a while. But man, she just lit it right up.
Well, she tried it like a few times, and then she got a napkin and like tore just a little bit of the corner off so it was rougher. And like,
Okay,
More
so
cottony.
Lizzie says, I can't believe you mentioned me twice. I've been watching for about 2 years. So mention Lizzie. So Lizzie,
Good morning,
we love you,
Lizzie.
Lizzie. You're the best, Lizzie.
So-
How are you doing, Lizzie?
So what part of Australia are you in? Because we have friends on all the coasts. So nice.
Okay, so hold on, guys.
Uh-oh. So Tara's got some... Oh, we should show them the flowers.
Oh yeah, you got me flowers. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm gonna make soap tomorrow and cut the peppermint pink soap from Monday's show on tomorrow's soap making. Look what I
Lovelies
got.
for my lovely.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. I was waiting to buy them. Yesterday I was going to buy these because I saw, well, they weren't these. There were some other ones that were beautiful, but these are more beautiful. And I was waiting because I thought we were going to Kansas. But today, as soon as I talked to Shayla and she said, yeah, it's not happening until next week. I said today, we have to get flowers right away. So yay.
Thank you. So, I'm making soap tomorrow at 11 a.m. I am going to cut the pink peppermint tomorrow. There is 1 or 2 fall sampler sets left if you want fall sampler. I have another fall sampler set that I'm getting ready to do, and then I'm working on the Christmas sampler and it will be available. So everybody can get the Christmas sampler. So that's where I'm at on the soap.
Hi.
Yeah, somebody says nothing wrong with sharing them kitchen duties. I don't mind cooking. I don't mind actually a lot of stuff. In fact, I kind of like dishes and vacuuming. So I don't, a lot of times if I'm running out I'm not home when it needs to be done, but I kind of like to do it. If I had to do it all, if it was just overwhelmingly intense, that might be a problem. But I like to do some of it before I leave in the morning.
Never mind, I'll tell you later after the show.
So, yeah.
Yes,
the-
Jonathan.
The cooking is fun. Is that Jonathan, Florida Singularity?
Yeah, he said she has a flint and still she's a keeper.
I know. Well,
Exactly.
I just thought it was funny because she has the flint and steel, and I thought, well, Dave and I, we really kind of have it together at our mountaineering. But
Wrestling
talking to
about getting an
her,
axe. But
Yeah.
yeah, she's
talking to her, I was thinking, wow, she really has it down. Because I'm confident that when we go hiking, if we were to get stranded up there, that we could survive. But when.
well. That's we could.
But the stuff that she was telling us, I thought, man, girl.
She could probably survive 100 times better.
Yeah. So she was really nice, and her sister came too, which was really nice.
They were both really, really nice.
That's a lot of nice, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of nice.
They were both really cool. Yeah. So.
Everybody says I have the best husband.
Aw, thank you.
Should I do a show on how to get a good husband, guys?
So how long would it take?
Oh.
Actually, I was thinking, what is it the debt book from Saturday Night Live or whatever?
Yeah.
What was it that it just said, like, How to Get Out of Debt was the name of the book or something, and inside it said, don't spend more than you earn.
She wants to know how many years we've been married. Too long. Oh, wait.
So this year?
24.
Wait, this year's 24. Well, here I was overestimating. Well, this year we will be married 24 years. Oh, this month.
Oh, it's our anniversary this month,
That's
isn't
our
it?
24th anniversary this month.
Hang on. Wait, what
Oh,
day?
dear.
So we need to go to our special destination in the mountains where we like to go on our anniversary.
What day? It's not March.
Which actually we've only been on. We went on our honeymoon to one particular place for a couple days before we left town, and then we went back there a couple of years ago on our anniversary. Oh, if you look back, go to our YouTube channel and look back. Was it 2 years ago we did that?
Which one? I'm on here now.
When we were at the cabin.
Oh.
Oh, that
what
was
the
so
title
funny.
of that?
It was like locked out
Locked out.
at 20 degrees or something like that. Tara's looking for the link for it now. 2 years ago on our anniversary, we went up to Estes Park, just outside of Estes Park, Colorado, at a place where we went for the first few days of our honeymoon. And we stayed there again for our anniversary, and they were tickled to have us, knowing that we came back from a honeymoon trip earlier. But in the midst, we had some adventures. We made a little video about it, and one of the adventures was there were a bunch of, were they elk?
Yep.
There were a bunch of elk nearby, and we were going out to sea, and it was really quiet, and they were standing right near the place. And we went outside, and we were talking and saying, look at that, isn't that cool? And then we realized the door on the place just closed, and we realized it automatically locked. We had no keys. And it was too early in the morning for the office to be open. It was like 20 degrees out. So we were in our pajamas and, socks or something like that. But the video is pretty hilarious.
Wait,
So
what time in the morning?
if you want a good chuckle and a little feel-good video, Tara's sharing that link. Can you put it in the show notes
I
too?
did.
Did you say 2:30?
So she also put it in the, if you can't find it in the comments, no, it wasn't 2:30 in the morning. It was like 6 or something. If you look in the show notes, you can go to livingonadime.com and click show notes. Tara put the link to that in there, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, so it's 24 years this year, and for those of you who aren't married yet or whatever,
Wait.
I think everyone at the first few years has a little adjustment period getting used to being married. But I think it's been good generally. Of course, Tara's
Would you like
Not
my
speaking.
opinion of that?
Tara's not speaking while I say that. So yeah,
Generally speaking.
but partly we don't expect perfection
Oh.
from each other.
See, Donna says Dan does the laundry, vacuums, and cleans up dishes too. You guys must be brothers.
See, I'll do all the cleaning. I'm not so fond of the folding. Well, I don't mind folding towels and stuff like that, but folding a lot of the clothes
Large
items,
sheets.
I don't feel so fond of. But I'll do it.
Billy
No, but you
replies,
make up for vacuuming and dishes and stuff, so.
Yeah, and I don't really have a problem cleaning the bathroom. I know it's funny because our kids are funny. They, for a while, their chores were set up where one had to do the sink, one had to do the toilet, one had to do the
And we're just like, well,
shower, and eventually they got to where certain ones were like, I don't care, the toilet's not hard, and I'll trade you for
Oh.
that. And someone else was like, is that you?
yeah, I don't care about the toilet.
And it's the same thing with the
It's one of the
dishwasher.
easiest ones, but everyone always is like, oh. But if you have like soap,
You
you're
have
fine.
disinfectant, yeah.
So,
You're not
they want
gonna
to know.
die.
So tell them how we celebrate our anniversary every day.
Oh, how we celebrate our anniversary every day.
10:22.
So- At
every
10:22,
day.
what happens?
You're always like, happy anniversary, honey.
So at 10:22, as much as I am around and able to look at the watch and realize it's 10:22, yeah, it'll be happy anniversary, honey, because it's 10:22. Because our anniversary is October 22nd, which is 10:22. So twice a day, if I mean it doesn't happen every day, but twice a day, if we see the clock at that time, we'll tell each other happy anniversary. And sometimes I'll be working away from home because I take my work out of the house in order to get some quiet. And sometimes I'll look down, I'll be working away and I'll look up and my clock on the computer will say 10:22 and I think, oh, I have to hurry up and write this email. So I just write happy anniversary, honey, and then I send it.
So he celebrated over 365.
But you know, it's
anniversaries.
it's things like that, fun little things that we do that, make it fun, pleasant.
a good
And
experience.
also, of course, before you get married, it's good to
Oh my goodness, so many comments.
not be too rosy about a person that you don't see the things that you're going to not be able to deal with. Because even if you can't identify anything from the other person that you think is incompatible with you, you will find things when you get married. And it just always happens that way. The cool thing is they're not you. So some things that people do,
Oh,
you just say, oh, you know what? I'm not real fond of this part, but
Whatever.
I love this person and I'm not perfect either. And I think that's one of the things you
Hey,
just have
Sharon.
to decide, hey, we're gonna get married and we're gonna figure out how to make this work, and it's pretty awesome.
All right, give a shout out to Penny, and then we're gonna go.
Penny
Hey,
G?
Penny.
Hey, Penny! Wouldn't it be duality? What?
I have no idea what I was talking about.
Hi, Penny! All
I think
right.
she's talking about
So
something
Tara
else.
says
Okay.
it's time to go.
So tell them we may or may not be here next Monday and Wednesday. I don't know.
So we're not sure about the schedule next week. I would say tune in and see, but if you get the newsletter, we will announce in the newsletter for sure. If we happen to have to go to help them move, although she told me that it probably won't be till after Wednesday, so we'll probably be here Monday.
I have no idea.
But there's a slight chance that one of the shows might be delayed, or one of the shows next week might not happen. I think that they will, because when I talked to Shayla, she said the closing is until Tuesday, and they're not planning to move till after the Wednesday. So,
So they can see your beautiful face.
but just in case, we will send it out in the newsletter if there's not a show, and we also always try to make a little video and stick it on the channel just that says, "Hey, sorry guys, not doing it today."
You smell good.
I smell. That's another thing on the happy anniversary thing. I always get my stinky cologne. Okay, nice stinky cologne, and I put it on before the show because I know we're going to be standing close together. So
Yeah.
it's a little inspiration. So, for what it's worth. All right.
The dishes are better inspiration.
Hey, but I'm not slacking in that area.
I didn't say you were.
Hey,
I'm
you
just
know what?
saying I'm glad.
So there's another area. I was talking to a friend of mine today who said she's looking forward to being grandma in a couple weeks, and we were talking about babies, and it even came up about, oh yeah, we like this and we like that about babies, and I said, I don't even mind the diapers, because I did a lot of diapers.
You did. Thank you.
Shannon,
Did I
And they
do
were
it?
cloth diapers.
Did I do as many as you?
No, but you did a lot.
I did a lot.
guys, before we leave, Shannon wants to know any advice to deal with the marital disagreements. How to have
Just
a
shut
nice
your
and
mouth.
happy marriage.
Well, some things, some things, if you just don't say anything, they go away. But if there are problems where you're constantly fighting about the same thing, counseling is helpful. Yes.
Yes.
We recommend counseling to a lot of people. The
Wait,
truth
you guys
is,
had it?
I think that it's kind of like getting a job. When you get married, your best deal is made at the beginning. So when you choose that person, there are a lot of times where there's a little thing here and a little thing there that you recognize, oh, that's a pretty big thing, but I guess I'll overlook it. Oh, that's a pretty big thing, but I guess I'll overlook it. And eventually there's just a huge pile of big things. And that's a challenge to get past. So at that point, it would be good to say, maybe I shouldn't rush into this marriage thing. But once you're married, even if you didn't do the best job picking, most of the time, I think people can figure out a way to get over all their disagreements and actually love each other. And it does take both people participating to make that happen. But definitely, there are some times where just not saying anything is really helpful, because a lot of times people have some sort of a bad mood for a day, and the other person will overthink it. And I'm not going to say anyone I know, except for me, does that. So I've discovered that if I just keep my mouth shut, the next day it's all rosy again. But if you have a big problem, like what's a big problem? You and your spouse totally don't see eye to eye on money, and you're very concerned about not being able to pay the bills, and your spouse is just buying everything on credit and extending you all the way to the end. That kind of thing, you need counseling. Unless if you talk to the person and they don't get it and they just keep doing it, or you guys don't come to an agreement, that's a counseling situation, right?
So did you guys get the two answers? Mine was shut your mouth. His was a 5-minute dissertation.
Yes.
Shannon wants to know if you guys could do a show on marriage.
See, the reason why is because I realize if you take that many words, you can put them in a book and sell it. Nobody pays for a book with 4 words in it.
There you go. See, now you got
That's
it.
3.
What was it? Don't spend more than you make. That's
Yep.
7 words. No, 6
No, I mean,
words.
shut your mouth. As
Yep.
moms.
Did anyone have any leftover bacon?
Well, there's bacon in the food that you should try, because I think you would
That
really
is
like
delicious.
it. It's super delicious.
Okay.
What
do
does it
that.
have in it?
It has all kinds of yummy stuff.
Like,
Okay, guys, we're leaving. I'm doing soap tomorrow at 11 a.m. And I will cut my pink peppermint then also. Please don't forget to check all of our sales and everything. And,
Rhonda was married just a week before us.
ooh, good job. All right, we will see you
We will see
maybe
you.
Monday.
I think
Tomorrow to make soap and maybe Monday.
It's likely we will see you Monday if Shayla's right. So
We'll see.
we're looking forward to seeing you Monday. If you see a video from us saying, "Oh, no show today," then you'll know. But probably we will.
Go
be
make
on.
beef and bacon. It's yummy.
You're doing soap tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. At what time?
11.
All right. Cool. Yes. Go make this beef and bacon.
It's gone.
Beef and bacon over pasta. Delish. There's more in the pan. We're gonna make it up as soon as we get off. So
Bye.
see you later. Bye.
Act like you don't want to kill each other for like 10 more seconds.
Act like we don't want to kill each other for 10 more seconds. Okay, we're ready.
Whatever. You've never touched me in your life. Well, not in that
Not
way.
in that way. Have you
Okay,
stopped
I'm
it
cutting
yet?
it now. Bye.
Okay. While we were still live for that?
No, actually, you weren't.
Were we not?